Hail and well met.
Let's just keep running in circles.
I got to do it that time. I did the hail and well met.
We're playing Final Fantasy Explorers, which is out later this month on 3DS. Had it for about a week, and Phil and I are gonna go on a Final Fantasy adventure together.
Yeah, I'll take a quest here.
I've put maybe 10 hours into it. I've been really enjoying it. It's kind of like it's not kind of like, it is exactly like Monster Hunter.
It's Monster Hunter meets Final Fantasy. There's a little bit more of like MMO-y stuff, which I kind of dig.
Yeah, I would say it's more accessible than Monster Hunter. It's easier than Monster Hunter. It doles out sort of a lot more carrots a lot quicker.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Do you want to fight Ifrit? Do you want to fight Shiva? Do you want to fight Ramu?
Let's do Shiva, because I actually am at a point where I can now capture eidolons. And I've already got Ifrit. I guess I'll run down some of the.
So one of the things that's interesting too is I'm setting up this quest, and it's a 2-star difficulty, out of like 10 total. I think is the possible. But we can set like really interesting options. Like we could add stars by giving the enemies double health, reducing our time limit.
Right, which increases the reward. So there's difficulty modifiers for each.
We're not gonna do that.
And then there's sub quests which you can have multiple of that you just like knock out while doing the other stuff. And I'm gonna join your quest. We don't have that much time that we're allowed to show. Honestly, I think I could go for a very long time because there's a lot of neat like customization stuff. But just like any other Final Fantasy game, you can change your jobs. There's, the usuals. They don't all start out unlocked when you start playing, but I've got Knight, Ranger, Monk, I've got Black Mage, White Mage, Time Mage. I've been playing Thief, though. That's been my jam.
You want to go? You ready to go?
I just want to show off the abilities thing real quick.
Go ahead.
I've got the bottom screen turned on here just for a second so you can see you line up basically 2 different trays of 4 abilities. And what's really neat is they've touched on stuff like this in other Final Fantasy games before, but I have my usual thiefy stuff. My thief dagger skills, and then steal, which is like a thief-specific skill you can only use while you're a thief. But I've got Cure and Asuna here, which are white mage skills. So you can use this stuff. You see I have that load counter in the top right. Each time you assign an ability to your trays, it uses up some of that load. And as long as you have enough space, you can put as many abilities in here as you want. The ones that are specific to your class, they have their load reduced, you can see there, so it sort of incentivizes you to sort of play your class, but you can easily mix and match stuff.
Yeah, and in fact, I have Cure set up with my Knight as well.
Cool. There's some other customization stuff, like you can change your equipment. There's a crafting system. There's shops where you can buy stuff. There's a fortune teller, which is kind of like the chef in Monster Hunter, where you can get like a... Actually, I'm going to go ahead and do that.
I should get my fortune told. Good call. Smart thinking. You can spend play coins to get your fortune told, which I like because I always have a ton of play coins.
Oh, I got a bad fortune.
Great.
Yeah, let's start this mission. We going out here?
Yeah, take it to the airship. Let me know when you're ready. Okay, you're ready to go.
Yeah, let's do it.
We're gonna embark. And it looks like...
I wonder if we get to... So there's also monsters. You can capture and bring monsters with you. And I'm wondering if we can do that playing just 2-player multiplayer. Probably not.
Yes, I do have a monster with us.
Oh, shit. Well, I didn't get to pick mine.
I brought along a single monster.
A good one?
I think it's whoever owns the quest gets to decide. Oh no, my monster didn't show up. Well, maybe we can't bring along monsters.
Yeah, I didn't think you could. But here's some chocobos. Let's just go tame them real quick.
You can spam chat, so I like spamming when I'm online, just spamming help I'm lost.
Uh-huh.
Just to let people know that I don't know what's happening.
So there's, you got your regular attacks, and then by holding down the shoulder buttons, you can access those 2 different trays of special abilities. Those use AP, which is the yellow meter. Ooh, there's a little resource here. Gonna collect that. You need those resources to craft new gear when you get back.
Yeah, so you're not actually leveling up at all in the game. The way that you're going to be improving is just by unlocking new abilities and crafting better gear.
So I just got a Crystal Surge, so I'm going to show that off. You see that counter I have in the top left? That's your resonance. It's counting down right now. You have to keep using abilities to boost that resonance, and the higher it gets, the more stuff you do. And then after you keep it high enough, eventually... you get a Crystal Surge, and it gives you a random boost to choose from. Usually you have more than just one, but now I just have Giant. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. Stay inside my circle, Phil. Now Phil and I are gigantic.
We're so big.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen this one before.
There's a lot of them too. They're very interesting. Some of them will change your attacks, so you can get ones that are like essentially give your attacks like lightning ability.
So I want to show something real quick. You see, I have these 2 abilities that are flashing while I have this giant perk going. If I use those, no, that didn't happen that time. Okay, there it went. You see, Asuna gained the area of effect up mutation. So what that means is, I got an Atmolith for the Chocobo. What that means is when I get back to town, that central crystal is where you learn new abilities. You don't just learn like new abilities as you like unlock them. Whenever you get one of those weird mutations, it gets sent to that crystal, and then you can purchase it forever. So I can go and buy an upgraded version of Asuna that has whatever it was, Air of Effect up. And then if I keep using that, then I can earn mutations on that too, and create these like infinitely modifiable abilities. So you could get like...
And the coolest part as well is that you can also then name those abilities.
Yeah.
And pass them on to other people who you're playing online with.
So I'd call that one like Big Asuna.
Yeah, a Chunky Asuna.
Chunky Asuna, if you will.
Asuna Chunky Edition.
So like there's fire crystal surges, and you can use that to put like permanent fire effects on your special dagger attacks or whatever. It's a really neat system, and it's probably like the biggest like customization point in the game, because you it doesn't take too long to get a tray of abilities that are just like completely different from the ones you started out with. You see there in my tray I have Serpentine Strike 1. That's just a modified version of Serpentine Strike that gets an extra attack, because I got I think it was like Strike Crystal Surge going. I got a new one. Let me use it. Thunder Affinity. So now all of my melee attacks will also do thunder damage, and so will Phil's.
Which also has a chance of paralyzing them, which is great.
Yeah, based on like what you modify, like a regular attack is going to be. Oh, this is weird. A regular attack is going to be like gain thunder element damage, but a debuff attack will probably gain paralysis, which is pretty cool. Where are we going?
Going down this way.
There we go.
This way. Downward.
Sorry,
I'm
getting this rope scrap.
Yeah, so the maps are randomly generated, but there's usually
the dungeon maps are. There's
dungeon maps.
There's like an overworld map that's the same, and then you get into these usually... I've only been in dungeons that have 3 different floors, ending in a eidolon boss fight. Doesn't take...
The nice thing is that there's generally only one way to go.
Yeah.
So you're not going to get lost, even though
there's some branching paths that you can go down if you want to find like extra resources and stuff, but there's also some variety in what you have to do for the quests. Like some of them you have to kill a certain number of monsters or collect a certain number of items or take down an eidolon or capture an eidolon. Oh, there's a thing.
Yeah, I was just messing around with that resource over there.
This game really scratches the itch of that I think Monster Hunter scratches really well, of just like constant improvement.
I gotta say, Griffin, I'm really happy that you're on the Monster Hunter train now, because for a long time it was only me at Polygon on that train. It's been lonely.
Yeah, it wasn't until 4. It wasn't Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. And even then, it took me like half a year to get onto it, which is a bummer, because when I got into that game was after everybody had kind of left it behind.
Yeah. I will say one thing to really get across with Final Fantasy Explorers is we're talking a lot about how it's similar to Monster Hunter, but it is definitely not a Monster Hunter clone.
No, God.
It has its own feel.
Yeah.
It's got the same structure in terms of like you're collecting, you're getting resources to build better gear, and then fight bigger things and get better resources to build better gear.
But it doesn't have that sort of chunky, purposefully like obtuse control system that I think actually I was the thing that put me off of Monster Hunter at first. And now I like really enjoy it.
What you'll really see with this boss fight is where you start getting some of the more MMO-y stuff, where there will be like indicators on the ground of where the attack is going to go, and that helps you determine like, oh, you need to get out of the way. You don't have a dodge.
Back.
I see. I did my move there that pushes me back.
Yeah, you're staying pretty far back for a night, huh?
I've got a bunch of moves, two different moves that actually push me back. And I'm going to go ahead and do Strike Affinity here.
Oh, let me get in. Nice. There is like a pre-programmed chat system in the game. I got a Crystal Surge.
Yeah, and that's where I get a
get up in. Get up in.
Sorry, I'm running. I'm in here.
Oh, I had a subquest for that. Nice. For completing subquests, you get crystal points, I think is what they're called, which is what you use to unlock new abilities and mutated abilities. I could see, I mean, it will probably take you a while to get, like, the specific mods that you want on any given skill, but I think you could build some, like, pretty specific builds with this. Like, a time mage built all around, like, prolonging people's debuffs, or, ooh.
Get out of there!
That was close. I think it's actually a really neat system. I mentioned that it was more accessible than Monster Hunter, and I think Monster Hunter had, like, a really, really, really stiff learning curve.
Sure.
Stiff learning curve?
No, yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's the right word, probably.
Ooh. It had a steep learning curve.
Both.
A steep and stiff learning curve.
Steep learning curve.
And this one is, like, not at all. Like, it is really easy to understand how it's working. Ooh. I'm getting really lucky with some of these dodges.
Yeah, I mean, I think it helps a little bit if you have some experience with Monster Hunter, certainly.
Yeah.
But it's definitely much more approachable, let's say.
I'm also learning that the enemies scale based on how many people are in the room.
Oh yeah, so we're getting group version of Shiva, which is much more difficult than solo version.
Oh, sorry, I should let you get a piece of that. I am going to use my eidolon. Oh shit. Actually, I'm gonna heal. All right, I'm gonna use my eidolon, and I think I have Ifrit equipped, so this should actually be real nice.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, let's do it.
So that fully heals me, fully restores my AP, gives me like a instant refresh right there at the beginning of the sequence, and then if I trigger a Crystal Surge while I'm in the middle of this, I can use basically a summon. Although it's pretty rare for that to happen. Oh shit, I'm dead! Oh man. I'm gonna use a potion, actually.
I think we broke a piece of her off.
Yeah, you can target different pieces of her. You can see I'm sort of switching between the different... Oh, whoops. You can target the different stuff, and as you break those pieces off, it gives you... it gives you more loot. That is straight from Monster Hunter. She's doing good. So when she gets way down, be careful not to kill her. Yeah, I can only capture her when her health is, like, all the way down.
Oh, you're gonna try to capture her?
Hell yeah. I think it'll still complete the quest.
Probably.
Also, I need to add her to my collection, you know? Pokemon. Gotta catch them all.
I know one thing that you care a lot about is catching all of them.
Yeah, in addition to capturing eidolons, there's a certain drop that every creature in the game can drop. And it allows you to summon them, you can level them up, you can fuse them.
And that's sort of the system that's in place for when you're playing solo, when you're not with a group. You still have something.
Yeah. There is some MMO like stuff going on in that you, as the fighter, build up enmity, or I forget what it's called when they're like
something like that.
They're paying attention.
Malice.
Yeah, malice. So they're paying attention to you, so I can do all my roguey stuff back here. All right, they're getting pretty low. I think I'll probably be able to try the capture pretty soon. Oh, get back.
The other one, and I don't know if you fought Ramu yet, but
yeah.
they continue introducing like more and more complex stuff to the bosses. So like when you're fighting Ramu, he'll actually summon in these like staffs that you have to go and take out on the ground so that he can't warp to them.
I've always called him Rama. Although that sounds like Grandma. Maybe that's not right.
I actually legitimately don't have a clue.
Oh shit. Okay, I didn't get it.
Oh. I got froze.
I did get 1,000 needle mode, which is maybe the most fun.
Oh no.
1,000 needle mode is the most fun modifier because it makes it so that every hit you do on this on your foe does 1,000 damage, but every hit they do on you also does 1,000 damage.
Oh god.
So if you don't play carefully, they kill you instantly. I'm gonna use hyper recovery because I don't really want to kill her still. If I can try and capture her. I do like the Crystal Surge stuff, but I feel like I have gotten in situations like this a lot, where you're like relying on it, but it is completely randomized.
I don't think it's random though. It's based on like your way of getting it up is based off of using your abilities, I think, and just comboing things essentially.
Oh wait, I got it. All right, stay away from her. Don't hit her.
Okay.
It's kind of tricky to do. Don't move. Yeah.
Did you do it? You got it?
Yeah, I captured her. Got her good.
Wow.
Good work. Thanks
and
for
it
that.
still counted the quest.
Thanks for the help, bro. That's actually one of the harder things to do in the game, because you like not killing them is pretty tricky.
The bummer there is that we did not get any loot.
Yeah, but they just drop Atmos. It's not that big a deal. Actually, I got loot because I stole it. Because being a thief rules.
Wow. It's messed up.
Sorry about your luck, bro.
But this is pretty cool. I'm into it. I feel like there's a lot here to dig into, and the systems are deeper than I expected at first.
It's definitely very grindy.
Sure, absolutely. But like you're just doing the same things over and over.
But I'm into that. Like I like a game that does that, but it's still like challenging.
Yeah.
Ooh, I got some rare loot.
And there's definitely room for them to improve from here if they end up wanting to do more games in this vein.
And definitely more room for them to scale up the difficulty in this game, because I've already run into some stuff that is like some genuinely pretty tough challenges. But yeah, this it surprised me. It's pretty solid. The online works really well, which is always a pleasant surprise for Nintendo multiplayer games.
This will be out this week, and we should have a review up on Polygon.com as well. So check it out.